yes. I love the music, the snares, everything in that song. Seriously.
It's a vibe. It's about
It is.
It sure is.
It is.
It sure is.
Like the kids say, right? Yeah. How are y'all doing today, ladies?
good. Excited to be here with you guys.
Yes, yes. It's well, happy Friday
Yes.
Eve, right? To everybody. Happy
Yeah,
Friday
Yes.
Eve.
Friday.
All right.
like we're about to get
Yes.
into
Well, I was going to say we're going to get into it. We have a little bit of housekeeping though, so I don't know if
it.
y'all who wants to break the news to them. Y'all want to let them know. I
We'll,
know.
we'll, we'll tell them about the giveaway. We'll tell them about the giveaway.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, check. So, see what had happened was a special little thing had happened with the giveaway. And the prize doubles, but what had happened
Double.
doubled.
Yes, because at first it was what, $30
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon gift card. And who can't use that?
I
But
can use it.
you can't have it, Javila. Right. Yeah. So now it is $60.
Damn.
Yeah, but we went to go check, right? So we did have some entries, and so we thank our entrants, right, for submitting their entries. But y'all check the checks boxes saying, okay, yes, I know I have to do the things. And we got really, really close though. We didn't quite get all the things done. So, and I will go ahead and say this, the thing specifically that needed to happen was tagging, right? Where the tags, right? That was the thing because y'all filled out the form. We felt all the love and the different comments on the different platforms. We got some shares, right, all over the place. Yeah, but that was the last thing. So just boop boop, couple people tag them. We're not going to reset the form. We said we're going to leave it that. So if you already started your process, your entry, you still have your credits. You still have your store credit. Okay. But we need you to go ahead and finish so you can go ahead and officially be entered into the drawing, into the giveaway.
Yes.
All right.
So
Follow all of the steps, please. And thank
where
you.
the tag is at? Where the tag's at?
All of them. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So, I mean, that's our housekeeping right there. That was the main thing that we wanted to make sure we get out the way. Let's
Mhm.
see.
And pop in and say hi. Don't be lurking.
I know that's why I'm looking because I feel like some people are lurking. I feel it in my spirit. I do. I'm like, there's
They always
yes,
lurking.
yes, but please do say hello, right? If you're on here, you're listening, you're watching, please say hello. Engage with us today. So let's see, recapping last time we were talking to y'all from our hearts basically. So we were telling you all about letters that we have written, created, just speaking to you about people that have touched us somewhere along the way in our education life. So not just career, but our educational life. We did the letter to
Yep.
the teacher.
Yep. And we did the student,
Mm-hmm.
a student that affected us in some type of way that affected our practice, our teaching, affected us in some way. And now, who do we have left?
The leaders. Brr, brr, brr,
That's
brr.
time to talk about the leaders. Now, this is not no, oh, I hate you letter. No. It's one of those,
It's from
I
our
love
heart. We're still talking from our
like, I
yes.
have
Yeah.
love for you. I appreciate you. All right.
All right.
Get into it. Who wants to start first? I started first last time, so I'm gonna get
You
somebody else.
did. You did.
All right.
Okay.
Let's start. Okay. So actually, when we were talking about the leaders, two leaders came to mind for me. Um, it was one principal I had. She was a female principal. It was at one of the last schools I was at, seventh grade. It was seventh grade, and what I really appreciated about her was that she truly had the teacher's back. She truly had your back, and you felt it. You felt her support. She didn't allow parents to just disrespect you and talk to you any type of way. Like, you really felt her support. Unless you gave her a reason to be like, what? Wait, you're not doing what you need to do. Like, yes, she'll
Mhm.
say something to you, but you truly felt her support. I really felt like, okay, she's an administrator that's for the teachers. You know what I mean? Not gonna throw you under the bus in a parent meeting or anything like that. So I truly appreciate her. Her, are we giving names? Is
I'm
it
giving a name for this one. I
okay?
was okay.
That principal name was Dr. Reinheimer, Dr. Jennifer Reinheimer. I appreciate her so much. It was a pleasure working with her. And the other principal, that administrator that I would definitely, I truly, truly love is Mr. Lee St. Leger. He is amazing. He is the one principal that I can say has truly leads with love. Like, and I've never seen that before. Like, truly leads with love. You feel it when you come into the school building. You feel it, and it truly. You know how to say it starts from the top and it comes down. Like, you
Mhm.
see it, feel it. He wants to see you win. He wants you to do well. He gives you great feedback. Um, and like, yes, there are times when I'm like, if you don't, please get your foot off my back. Like, not like he's stepping on me, but it's like he wants you to do well. So like he pushes you, and it's like, I'm like, oh my God, let it up. But it is out of love. And actually, I had recently sent him a letter. It was, well, not a letter, it was an email. It was like an appreciation email. And I
Mhm.
basically said that I truly value working with you. You're like the one of the best administrators, no cap. Like, they're serious, about that. Um, and I said, you truly see me, you hear me, you value me, you respect me. And I truly value that because in past years, I've always been the youngest staff member, or the only Black staff member, or I'm the only Muslim staff member there. And I've always had to fight to be heard, fight to be seen, fight to be
Mhm.
respected. And when working with him, I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to fight. And it was like, at first it was like, I was like, oh, you actually want to meet with me? You actually want to, oh, you value what I'm saying to you, and because
Mhm.
I didn't experience that before. So he's truly like, I've learned so much from him, just like how he moves. He's very intentional on making changes in the school and growth and all that. Great sense of humor. And sometimes like it's like when I'm like, oh my God, he's like so laid back. I'm like, how are you laid back at a time? But it just works for us. But that is an administrator that I truly love. Like, he's great. Like, he needs to go and train principals throughout the country.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm
So
serious.
come
Yeah.
on.
I said, what? Well, look, was speak that over him. Then say that. Then right?
I'm,
Yes.
I'm gonna tell him.
Yes.
So
And send him this live as
yes,
well.
I am. I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell him. I'm like, guess what? Because he was when I sent them the email, he was like, "You gonna have me up here crying?" I said, "Go ahead and cry." But yeah,
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
yeah. So Mr. Saint Leger and Dr. Reinheimer, I'll say those two in particular stood out to
Mhm.
me as great administrators. And for a female, it's hard being an administrator. You're either too nice or you're the other side, you know. You way on the other side. I ain't gonna say the name. Way on that side. And
We know what they say. Hmm.
so for her, like, she was very fair, and
Mm-hmm.
he's fair as well. They're very fair people. It's like, very fair, and I appreciate that too.
Nice.
You know
Okay.
what? I feel like as we share this, I feel like a lot of the stories and qualities are going to be super similar
Mm-hmm.
because the two people you described, Jamila, I'm like, Jamila knows my two people. Then that's how I feel about it.
We twinning again.
We're doing it again. So my first person is Dr. Shamika Milner Williams, right? She was Miss Milner when she was my administrator first. And so this was me, brand new, trying to figure out teacher life, coming from corporate. One, she was very patient. but she was very personable. Like Jamila, you said, felt feeling seen. She would check on me. Seals, are you okay? You doing all right? Um, just but just being very intentional and specific with her feedback. Even
Mm.
it wasn't just walkthroughs and things for the sake of walkthroughs, or sometimes it was just checking in, just to check in regularly though. Um, so everything from you know I can imagine moments though where she was like, Miss Seals, let's talk about today. Let's talk about what happened. She was always super supportive. Because when I got that first whatever filling your adjective parent phone call, and I was like, oh, man, this is what they do. This is how parents call out when
Mhm.
they want to talk. This is how the conversation goes. So we talked about some strategies and some things to, make it smoother, communicating on the front end, all of that. She was just very pragmatic, and I can appreciate that because I don't need a whole bunch of theory, right? That's not what we need in the classroom. We need stuff that we know has worked and will work, and you did it, so that's how you know it works. I can appreciate that. But then also the everything from just the conversations, and eventually giving me some tasks and some little leadership roles and things. I'm like, okay, so just grooming that, investing, which again, going back to what Jamila said, sometimes when it comes to um what I want to say to women in leadership, it's a lot of titles and projections that get thrown around, but that literally was not my experience with her. Like I had a very positive experience, especially for her to be, one of my first administrator. There was no, I would look at other people like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they were like, I work for this lady, and I was like, not mine, and that's fine. If your experience is your experience, but it just wasn't mine at the time. So, my second person, I guess, again, mirrors who Jamila talked about, because, I think that was one of the things is, I don't know if it's almost criteria for a middle school principal, Jamila, you're making me wonder. Uh, Dr. Kentrell Phillips. So super, super funny. Like just very even keeled. He would often say a lot of stuff doesn't bother me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so imagine a teacher being frustrated sometimes and coming to tell him what happened, and he would bust out laughing. I was like, what do but he would have to take his moment and laugh. He was like, no, it's kind of funny though. It is. But then, he would address it how he needed to address it. But again, what Jamila said, that top down, like, he just has a very jovial spirit, jokester, um, likes to make sure that things are, positive and upbeat. And so instill certain things to make that happen. And so that was truly the culture of the school. So really, really two great administrators. They are my favorites. Yes, for sure. And yeah, that's that's who my letters go to.
I'm
Dr.
already
Williams and
a whole
Dr.
lot of
Phillips.
emotions today because of my children. That's a conversation for another day. The children did great. Watched the live. I did one in
Yeah.
between.
Mhm.
I would say I have two as well. I have multiple, but I'm gonna stick with these two because they're my
Mhm.
two. One is Muriel Smith. She was my assistant principal slash mentor, like my mentor coach, if you will. And I personally love her just because we mirrored each other in our personality, like bubbly yet held you accountable. like um she would like just pour into me. I love the way like she did feedback. Well, this one way she would do feedback. So she created like this bingo chart and I had messed it up on everybody's thing today. So hold on. So if you would like to follow us, hold please. I'm gonna put that back up in a minute.
Yes. Yes.
My typing skills are not where they supposed to be today.
No, we're just excited because but when we're speaking from the heart, you know how it is. So maybe we should have spent a bit more time censoring
Okay.
ourselves right before we got
Funny.
on. I
No,
don't know.
I was typing without thinking. So I'll put that back up in a minute. So if you're on any one of our channels, make sure you're following all of us so you can get all the goodies. But I'll pop those up in a moment. Oh, please. But yeah, so Muriel, Miss Smith, one of the things that she was used to do in regards to like taking feedback or doing feedback for, I don't know if she did it for all teachers, but I know she did it for me. She
Mhm.
created like this bingo chart of all the different things that she was looking for us. And in charter school life, you do the glows and the grows thing, right?
Mhm.
Especially most schools kind of follow that. But I know in charter schools, it's definitely glows and grows and call it a day, right? So the glows will be on the bingo chart. Like you did this, you did this, you did this. Not that I was getting a treat after that, but it was so cool to see like this X, this
Mhm.
line go across. Like, yay, I did all of those things and didn't have to think about it. Yay. And
Mhm.
then of course down at the bottom, she would write like your grows. And it was just really cool to like not feel stressed out about being observed. So I do use that little tactic sometimes in my own feedback with my people too, just so being observed feels so stressful. Like, oh snap.
Right. And the number of years does not necessarily make it any better. Like I found that is you
Very true.
have taught for 26 years
Yeah.
and it's still mm-mm.
I
Yep.
Mm-mm.
still get hot. Like I can feel them staring at me and I'm getting hot. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I ignore them, but yeah.
Right. So definitely that. And it was one phrase that I often share with new teachers that she said to me when I first started working with her. She said, guard your time. Did not understand that none whatsoever then. But as I kept
But you learned.
woo, woo,
All
that's
right.
my favorite phrase now. So thank you, Miss Smith, for that. And just the joy being around her, the joy and her mirroring, being my mirror of like, I could be myself and still be successful. So definitely that. And my current principal, Miss Lagra Newman, baby. So I definitely had to give her a shout out just because like she embraced me as me fully, the bubbly, the happy. Like authenticity is very important to me. But
Mhm.
when you are not in a space that allows you to thrive in that, you unintentionally stifle yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came to the school, it was like, oh, I see a black woman that looks like me with natural hair who loves style, like the way she would dress and her earrings. Like, oh yeah, she's living in her her truth, her whatever. So that was definitely one big thing that's just like upon surface that attracted me of like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. But her personality, she moves with love, but also holds you tight to what it is that you need to do. Um, we've had several conversations just about like black girl magic, like be you, be own you, whatever that looks like. She's allowed me to maneuver around the school, whether it's with dance or with reading, and she accepts all of that. And even just watching her in what she did over COVID, like doing podcasts and writing in the Tennessee and all those different things. When I tell you, I was like, wait, if she can do it, I can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote a book. Okay, I'm gonna do it too. Wow, she's doing that. I'm gonna do it too. So it was just it's beautiful to have an example right in front of you of someone who's checking off every goal that they mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
going going with it and still living life and vacationing and all that, just living life. Like that inspires me so much. So hey, Miss Newman, I love you, girl.
You know what? I was like, that's so again, those commonalities for sure with certain things. Hey, hey, Queen Robin, everybody educate.
Yes.
Definitely that. I was like, you know what? That was one thing that was different too about Dr. Phillips, having come from a situation where, a lot of people felt, micromanaged. And then Tangerine, going back to what you said, in situations you can feel stifled, you can shut down. A lot of people did, but Definitely, he trusted people to be the professionals, professional educators. It's like, what you think
Do
that's
your
what they
job.
need? Okay, do it. Figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. Okay, so what do you need from me? Like literally, that was most often his. So what do you need from me then? Okay, all right, not just okay, then okay, go do it. Whatever the situation was, but that freedom is big to give the kids what they need and know that you can meet them there
Right.
and nobody's in a tizzy. I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's nice to be in a place where you can do your job and the person is allowing you to do your job and not trying to come and do your job. So that,
Right.
and I'll say that was with both of them. Um, Allow me to do my job, and they knew if I need help, I'm gonna come to you. Of course, when I get like when I was still in the classroom getting observed, and she just spoke so highly of me. She said, "You done so well," and like even when I left, she was letting me know about a student who wasn't doing well right now, but she was like, "Oh my God, he was thriving when he was with you. You pushed him so much and blah blah blah." But it's like it was just nice to be in a space where okay, I can do my job. I don't have someone making me feel some type of way
Hmm.
or gaslighting me or making me doubt what I know is right, and what is right to do, but having that space too. And then also just having open communication. Like I
Hmm.
can talk to you. I can talk to you in a people and I can talk to you by yourself too.
Mhm.
You're not you don't switch it up because you're in front of other people. You are your true self.
Mhm.
And that's just so refreshing for me. And then also, seeing your personality. Like my principal, Mr. Saint Leger, play music in the morning, and it gets
Mhm.
everyone's mood going. And sometimes I'm like, this is too loud. You need to turn it down just a tidbit. So he'll purposely, I know he'll turn it up on purpose. But that's just how it is. And then it's like it's funny because like when he plays certain songs, I'm like, oh, that's your song, isn't it? He's like, oh, how you remember? Like, you start to see the personality through your song. Even though I'm like, you must DJ on the weekends because like yo, his playlists are
Yes.
so good. His play his playlists are so good. I'm like, you must DJ on the weekend, but
Right. I think one,
but it
uh,
really does set the tone.
I think as I go back and even think about what are other than like the authenticity and the black girl magic that is all of both of those women I just mentioned, their willingness to jump in and teach you
Mhm.
versus saying, here's a thing. I want you to do it this way. No, everybody don't learn like that. We always, as educators, talk about the multiple ways that we learn, right? And
Mhm.
I remember specifically asking both of those ladies, can you show me? And it even got to a point with Ms. Newman. I was like, Ms. Newman, now you already know I need to see it, girl. And so she would pop in, especially when I was teaching kindergarten, and do the thing. I execute better when you show me
Mhm.
capiche capash, we're done. So it's beautiful to see admin not afraid to let their guard down and get back in the trenches just to ensure that you are successful so that the children can be successful. So that's always
Mhm.
my favorite part. Like even to this day, I still ask her questions like, what does this sound right? Does this look right? Am I doing this right, girl? So I love those moments.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
still do that with like a PD. I'm like, is this right? Am I
Mhm.
missing anything? Like, you
Mhm.
sure? You sure? This is what you asked for, right? This is it. And then he'll
That
say like,
invaluable
oh,
real time feedback.
right. He's like, oh, can you do that? Or sometimes like, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. Straight to the point. I'm like, great. So yeah,
Yes. So
that was
everybody
love.
Queen Robin says that's so needed to have a leader that knows how to let others lead while still being confident in who they are as a leader. Amen.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the, you know what? And I was like, I'm thinking about what Tangeray said. I have a lot of close seconds, and so another favorite principle of mine, we would do book studies with him, and one of the books that we studied was called Multipliers, and so that's what Queen Robin's um, comment made me think about because you not only surround yourself with people that balance you out, right? Like Jamila said, if she's serious, but her principal, is chuckling, like, okay, but same kind of thing as one of my old principals. But also those qualities that all of us described, they're
Mhm.
able to instill that and model that, going back to what Tangeray said, in others. So they're multiplying themselves as in essence. So
Yep.
it's a bunch of them all over the campus, really.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, it
Yes.
looks like Queen Educator got another question.
Yes.
Yes. Do leaders understand that they have diverse learners in their teachers?
Majority, no.
I was just about to say that.
The majority. Oh, I was supposed to wait. Oh, I was supposed to wait on it because no, the majority, no, because even think about that. So I literally did a dissertation on that. Like, why is PD not differentiated? Like, teachers are
Mm,
people as well, right?
that's
So PD should be,
a good
professional
one.
development should be differentiated as well. I mean, and you can, like, so if you, when you really get to know your people that you work with, your colleagues, your staff, you can walk around the building in your mind and probably call out people's learning styles in essence, right? But we
Yeah.
still have to do these same compliance videos from 10 years ago and answer them the same way and show the certificate, right?
Mhm.
Well,
I think,
Then,
where it's, oh, you're adult, so you don't need it. And I'm just like, yeah, but no, you can't assume. No,
I mean,
it's just like
adults
you,
learn differently, but the
yeah,
learning styles are still the same. So your
right,
method will be a little bit different, you
right.
know?
My
Yeah.
principal will joke around and say, Miss Beshier, you did not give me my accommodations. And I'm just like, I'm like, you don't need them. You're doing need them. You're doing good. But no, it's true. Like, I know I'm a visual person. I need what you're saying along with your talking, but I need to see it too. And please don't throw a lot of text at me. I need that chunked because I read slow. So I need you to chunk that text for me, just like you would do kids. Like,
mhm.
give me the time to actually read that, actually do that. I
Like, and
agree.
y'all to know me well enough, y'all know that if you said it, it's in my head like forever. Y'all know that. So I'm definitely like that rare auditory. I'm like, no, because they said such and such, and I can recall it. But slash, even with the text, a slightly photographic memory. I was like, you remember it was at the bottom of the page on the left side that, so but you have to get to know that about the
Right.
people you're working with.
Right. And for me, like since we're talking about learning styles as adults, I am very visual and kinesthetic. Of course,
Mhm.
I'm creative and I dance. Like
Mm.
auditory, nah. It's a
And just think
struggle.
about, college.
Oh my god.
Oh man, it's like this is how I teach, and it's just you better get it or you're not getting it. And I'm just like, there are times you have that teacher just talking and talking. And it's like, dear Lord, ah,
Hmm.
you doing you doing as many coping strategies as you can to make it through the class so that you
Right.
can pass the class.
Right.
It's like I'm like, man, you how long you been teaching here? It's like this is dreadful. Oh
Right.
man, but it's like, yeah,
It
made me
makes
think
me
of that.
You're making me wonder about the conversations in that space,
I
in
was
post secondary. Mm-hmm. Twin, y'all know we triplets. We're triplets.
triplets.
But
Yeah, it made me think of that because I'm just like, I can remember certain professors definitely who utilize videos and pictures with their
well, good for them
lecture.
because my
But
college experience.
this was like a science teacher, and it was like one or two, and that's how I remembered the information. I'm like, oh, I remember when he had this picture up, he said this or whatever, and then it was some professors. I'm like, yo, you just talking. I'm like, oh dear God, what'd you say? What did
Right.
he say? You trying to write real fast, get it all down. And it's like, I tell my friends, I'm not sitting next to you. We're not going to sit next to each other in class because I got to focus. I got to try
Hmm.
to catch everything they said. So, yeah.
Yeah, so those were the classes where people would try to bring the recorders, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we have apps on our phones now that can do a
Hallelujah.
lot of that. Yes, so
Hi,
grateful, but
sir. Yes. Thank
yes, so many things though. So just, but imagine, and y'all know we've all talked about this before, but knowing that about yourself as a young person. So even if people are presenting you information all the same way, you can still differentiate for yourself
Hmm.
because most of most of adulthood, that's what we end up doing. Like,
Right?
let me differentiate for myself because y'all are just going up the road, right up the middle. So
Exactly.
let me
Differentiation.
different,
You
Mhm.
have to do it as an adult.
and for yourself
Yes,
in
it never
most
stops.
cases,
It never stops.
unless and I'm gonna pop our collars a little bit, unless you're receiving some training or professional development with us, because we
Agreed.
understand and we get it. We know that
Absolutely.
there's a need. Not
What's
everybody goes the same. Yes. I had to. I'm sorry. I just,
period poo?
Get us in your
Okay.
schools. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Do y'all
Gotta
have any
wait.
closing thoughts?
Um,
Anything?
tag people, even if it's the replay. Tag.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I get
tags still work
scared.
for the y'all. The three things. So you need to tag two people. You need to make sure you share or repost, right? Because some people reposted it fully, and we definitely appreciate that. Make sure that you actually fill out the entry form, which is on all of our link trees in the
Yes.
bios. And I feel
Yes.
like that's it. Is that it?
I
I
feel like that's it.
And just commenting. Just commenting, normally talking to us, which y'all know most people. We have a couple lurkers. You know what? If somebody came up with a lurking app, how different will life be?
Oh my
Oh.
God. There's
But
one.
yes. So seriously though, so the prize is 60. Yeah, we went ahead and left it in the pot. We were gonna do 30 and 30, but we're trying to give y'all a little more time to make it happen. So $60 Amazon gift card. That is what is up for grabs. I mean, and it is what it is. It's that simple. We told you what to do. We'll post some reminders as well.
I
Mhm.
wish I
Yeah,
could apply.
but get it done. Get it done now. The
Miss Rock
next,
come for y'all life though. She not ready to tag two people.
I'm telling you,
Get into it.
Right. So when is our next live?
Sunday.
yes,
Sunday.
Sunday,
What
December
time?
11th, 7 Central Eastern Standard. Jamila, I didn't forget. I mean, 8. See, I messed it up.
7 p.m. Central
I
Standard
was
Time,
trying
8 p.m. Eastern
to,
Standard Time,
yes, I got too
right?
excited. Yes.
Yes. Oh, Miss Everybody Educate. She said I shared.
Period.
Well, all right now. Make sure you
Fill out
fill
the
out the
form.
form. Yes, that's your
Yep.
last step then.
Yep. 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 Yep.
I'm gonna put that
Yep.
in.
All right. So I'm gonna try it one more time just for Sunday, December 11th,
Mhm.
7 Central, 8 Eastern. Yes.
There
Come
you
spend
go.
some time with us, y'all. These conversations have been good. And so, we have some other things to we talk to y'all from our heart now, but I'll say on Sunday we're getting some things off of our chest. Hint hint. We have a few things to say we need to get off our chest. All right.
Listen here. That's how it's gonna be.
That's how we're gonna start. Listen here. Yes. This is
All
fun.
Oh
right.
I hope
gosh.
y'all are
But
enjoying
yes,
this as much as we're
Yes.
enjoying it.
Clearly,
we
we're
are
having a good time.
yes, having a good time. And we will see you all Sunday, December 11th, 7 p.m. Central Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night.
Nice.